So this morning we're in the Windjammer Cafe. We're going to check out the gluten-free station. Hello and cheers, and welcome to D&G Travels. In this video, we are going to make a stop in Taino Bay, which is in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. We're going to take a walk and visit the famous Umbrella Street and Pink Street. And we're going to have dinner in the Windjammer Marketplace, as well as making a surprise stop in Labadee, Haiti in the middle of the night. Thanks for watching. Cheers. We have some muffins and gluten-free bread. Some teeny muffins, some fruit, and some cheese and salsa. Scrambled eggs and bacon. They also have vegetable fried rice, some pork sausage, sauteed mushrooms, and vegan baked beans. There's also grits for our gluten-free friends. They have a made-to-order omelet station, and I got mine this morning. We have our fruit selection of watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, oranges, bananas are coming, kiwi, green apple, yellow apples, scrambled eggs, pork sausage, and hash browns. And there's those baked beans again. Chocolate pancakes and regular pancakes, some waffles and French toast, boiled eggs, and what looks to be oatmeal. So we're in general population this morning, right before the Windjammer. We are going to be getting off in Puerto Plata shortly. We docked a little bit ago. Last night we watched the Broadway Rhythm and Rhyme, was it? It was very old school Royal Caribbean. I have not seen a show like that since my days, probably, God, when the original ships came out. But it was really good. The singers were pretty fabulous. Their voices were great. But we are going to be heading off in Puerto Plata soon. So Gary and I tried to go to the adult hush party last night, but they ran out of the headphones, and then there was a really long line to get headphones. So we opted to call it a night after 11, and we set our alarm for 8:30 this morning, and here we are having our breakfast. Done some avocado toast. I think I'll grab a slice. This is considered the international section, but we have grits, some flavors to go on, chili flakes, chopped scallion, ginger and soy sauce, vegetable fried rice on either side. I'm gonna just put this out there. Hello. We got bagels and muffins, white toast, some jams, peanut butter, carving station with ham. Hello. Like bagels and lox, they already have them set up. And then some fresh lox. They do have a made-to-order waffle station. Look at that little display of waffles. Taino Bay is really pretty in the Dominican Republic. Have you ever been? Send us a comment if you have. some pretty views from the ship. Pretty gorgeous here. We're gonna go into town a little bit and check out some tourist areas. Umbrella Street and the Pink Street. And then there's a pool area right at Port that we're gonna take a peek at. This is pretty nice. Okay. All right, we just got off the ship. Do you know the exact time of when we got off the ship?
We got off the ship at about 10:25.
10:25. And we're here till 4:30 or sooner. We'll see. We're the only ship in port today in Puerto Plata. This is the Tino Bay area. Carnival docks at a different area here. There's two ships in port where they're docked. But we are heading in this way. Very lovely. Here's our ship. Honey, we have yet to go where the slides are.
Yeah.
There she is, the Voyager of the Seas.
Boy, these little transport cars go quick.
Welcome to Tino Bay. Look at this character.
Alrighty guys, what do you want to do today?
Here's your last minute tours.
Chilling.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. This is the little tour area. We've got beaches, bars, shopping village, restaurant, pools, the lazy river. Lots of shops here. They have all the tours by zone. So depending on what tour you are booked in, you'll stand in your tour number. We got some fresh coconuts here, beer, coffee. This pretty fountain that I just want to run in because it's really warm, like really warm.
This is pretty cool artwork painted on the bathroom walls.
Monkeyland tours. So you gotta walk through this store to get out. That's why we have access shopping mall. And by getting out, I mean just this area. So when you get off the ship, you come through this area, and then you walk through the store to actually get out into the port. So Tito's gluten-free vodka. Is that a good price? I feel like it's less at the old Publix. $43 for the big bottle. I don't know, we haven't bought a bottle in a while. Does anybody need any cigars? They've got quite a selection. Quite a selection. Does that really say Potter? They offer a spa wellness retreat. And we have the Cantina Latina. Cantina Latina. I wonder what kind of food they serve. Haha, just kidding. You can do last minute tours if you didn't book anything on the ship. This is a whole area of shops. You really don't need to go anywhere but this area. You don't have to go and do a shore excursion or go out of this area because it really does have everything. Food and beverage and the pool. It's the lazy river.
Technology has changed.
Look at the fancy little bar. So when we had Labadee on our itinerary, Labadee was covered by the beverage package. Unfortunately, this is not, so we kind of lose a day without the beverage package here, but I think we'll survive. We will survive. We still have to get a drink, Gary says. Of course we have to get a drink. We're on the island. Wrong island. I don't think they have an accent. Hispanic accent. Well, from outside, the restrooms look pretty amazing. I wonder what they look like inside. Yeah, we'll get a good view of the ship. Look, there is another bar. They are not without. We're going to walk around the bathrooms to get this view. Look how pretty. That's our ship. The one and only. So I think this is a really good time to share right now that the Voyage of the Seas that we are on now for 5 nights, we left out of Port Canaveral, but when we come back, the ship is going to be heading over to the Mediterranean. So it's going to do a transatlantic to the Mediterranean and then do that all summer, and then it's going to reposition in Singapore. So it's not going to be in the States for a while. They do have some new ships coming out that are going to take this itinerary over. So we're going to miss the old Voyager, but we're glad we got a chance to go on it before it made its way out of the country. She is a good ship. Again, a Voyager class ship, 1999 it was built, and it was the first ship to add the promenade area, an ice skating rink, and the rock climbing wall. So one would definitely say that the Voyage of the Seas was very innovative back in 1999 with all of the first whistles and horns. All the whistles and horns. Can you hear those birds in the background? There's like a little bird sanctuary that you can walk through. Now I'm going to go find Gary. I think he's off to get a bev at this tiki hut. How nice. Wow, it's a big pool. They got little seats at the bar. Look how pretty this is. I almost want to say it's like a little wading pool, but I don't see anybody in it, so I'm going to say it's not. But it should be. Hi, monkey. I love Tano Bay.
As I mentioned, this port is not without its many options to have drinks.
Okay, now we found the lazy river. Quite lazy, but it's supposed to go a long way. It's all the way around. And here is where you get on. The water's a little cloudy. Wonder if it's salt water. Honey, look, they have a chocolate world. What do you think they have in here? Chocolate. Ooh. Oh, they're giving out samples of chocolate tea, I believe she said. Chocolate tea. What do you think of this adventure so far?
Pretty cool.
Watch where you're walking. We're walking outside the port area now, heading to Pink Street and the Umbrella Street, I guess. And we found some lovely people that we're walking with since we didn't know where we were going at first. I swear this looks like a scene from The Walking Dead. Look at the horsey carriage. No.
Better for you. You can look inside the road.
This is the famous Umbrella Street. Wow. I think everybody's waiting for photos. We made it. Must be really pretty at night. It's a very short street.
And now on to Paseo de Doña Blanca, Doña Blanca Walkway.
We are time here, please. 5 minutes time, we meet right here, back here again. 5 minutes time for pictures over here. Meeting point will be right here where we are.
This is to the Dominican Republic's famous Pink Street. Well, we did our Pink Street and Umbrella Street, and now we're gonna head back to the pool area and stay there for a little bit and then go back on the ship. Back on the ship. He's cruising. Little horsies. Comes another one. So little horsies. Can't do it. I hope they're feeding them and giving them water. Got their own little flow rider on the island. But no one is on it. On it. It's time to go back on the ship. Back on the Voyager of the Seas. We're gonna enjoy some shipboard amenities.
Gary and I attempted to go into one of the pools, but it was a little too cold for him. So we're going to head off to the Windjammer.
A little bit of today's lunch in the Windjammer. They're open till 3 o'clock today. Just a little salad and some potato wedges for me. Also trying their pasta with tomato sauce and their pre-made penny pasta. Gary's got cheeseburger and fries. Good, honey?
Dessert was a little soft serve ice cream by the pool. However, it was a little icy, but still tasty.
We are in our amazing little spot in the Viking Crown Lounge, where so many are right now. Getting ready to leave Puerto Plata. We have a day at sea tomorrow again, and then we'll be at our final destination, Coco Cay, before we head home.
We are looking at Fort San Felipe, which is a historic 14th century Spanish fortress.
Bye, Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata. Or is it Puerto Plata?
I believe it's Puerto Plata.
We are out quick. See all the people. It's all the people visiting the fort.
The fortress was built on an advantage point so that it could overlook and protect the seaport from pirate attacks.
Wow. So we decided to come to the Windjammer tonight for dinner. Probably the first time we've done that in a while. It is Mexican night. got some yummies, some nachos, and a taco. We'll see how good it is. Dessert tonight is a little bit of flan, some mousse and chocolate cake, and this is a gluten-free chocolate pudding.
We are approaching Labadee, Haiti in the middle of the night.
So on this cruise, we did not go to Labadee, our stop, and we went to Puerto Plata instead. But we're making a nighttime stop in Labadee to provide them with some provisions. So we're getting close to the pier and we're gonna capture everything that we can. Stay tuned. We have now moved to the helipad where it's very dark and very windy, but we are getting closer, very close. So we've got lights flashing at the ship, and the ship has lights flashing back.
Totally feels like an undercover mission.
It's really windy out here, but we're getting closer to the dock. You can see all the lights. We're going to capture it all here tonight. Here's the weather. So windy. They got really bright lights for the ship. The seas are kind of rough, so I know it's taking a long time to dock. I don't know how good this is going to come out on my cell phone, because it is pitch black out. The captain is doing an amazing job maneuvering in the night. You can see the cars moving along the pier. So that light blinking is the end of the dock, and we're still trying to make our way up against the dock. We are finally coming into dock. This is pretty cool. And it's raining out. Wow. We still haven't tied up yet. But they are waiting for us. We're getting closer. We need you all to be safe over there.
So for anyone who was a little nervous about coming here to port, here we are at almost midnight, and the port is lit up. They are ready and waiting for the ship to unload provisions so that it can help them out on the island. You got your lights. I think just beyond over here is the water park area, if I recall. It was a great, it's always a great time to visit Labadee during the day, during port day. But I'm glad that we're able to do this tonight.
These are just a few shots of our last visit to Labadee during the day. This is how beautiful it was. If you want to see those videos, there's a link down below. Here comes the car with some raincoats for the workers since it's still raining pretty hard outside.
We are still waiting for them to open up so they can start offloading. So here we are docked in Labadee at almost midnight, and we are waiting for the provisions to start coming off the ship to help out the people on the peninsula, Labadee. Don't know what is taking so long, but it is taking a while since we first docked here. But they've got their tractor pulls waiting to unload everything. And then after we do, we'll be on our way. Day at sea, on our way to Coco Cay. Perfect day at Coco Cay. All right, let's get this show on the road. And I get the gangway down.
The captain did let us know that once we started to unload that it would be a few hours. So we are going to head to bed now, and thank you so much for watching. Cheers.